Crowfall. Funded by fans and built by industry veterans, it's set to release at the end of 2016. It combines open-world PvP with a player-driven economy and destructible environments. This is an in-depth overview to help you understand the game mechanics, character advancement, eternal kingdoms, campaign rule sets, and a whole lot more. Described as Game of Thrones meets EVE Online, Crowfall shares design elements with strategy games, political simulators, survival games, and a few elements that don't really exist anywhere else. Combine all this together and you have one massive throne war simulator rife with conflict, conquest, and corruption. But maybe better than all of that, it's buy once, play forever. That's right, PC players, no monthly sub. There's an optional $15 monthly VIP membership that gives behind the scenes access, additional passive training, and priority access to game servers, but Artcraft has said, no pay to win, only cosmetics and account services. So how does this all work? Well, let's start at the beginning, character creation and advancement. Crowfall uses an archetype system that combines both your class and race for your character. Most humanoid archetypes can be either male or female, and the beast races will be locked. There's 12 archetypes plus one that was added during the Kickstarter, with options like tank and ranged DPS, but there's no fire hose healers. Support archetypes fill the role of aiding allies with buffs, shields, and occasional heals. After selecting an archetype and physical appearance, you can choose your advantages and disadvantages. Each archetype starts with a specific number of creation points used to buy advantages, like fleet-footed, which increases your movement speed. If you want additional creation points, you can take disadvantages, like dim-witted, which would lower your intellect but give you more points for other advantages. Instead of traditional levels, Crowfall uses a skill-based system to advance your character. You're able to select a primary, secondary, and tertiary skill that automatically advance via the passive training system. This happens when you're logged in and while you're logged out. Once a skill reaches its maximum, the next skill in line takes its place based on your preference. To jumpstart this process, using a skill will advance its proficiency, but only up to a certain amount. This is known as active training. Once you've increased your character's skills to a certain degree, you choose a promotion class. For example, the knight becomes either a swordsman, a crusader, or a sentinel. Promotion classes further define your character, giving you new skills and possibly altering the skills you already have. But wait, there's more. Disciplines are additional subclasses that add further customization. Each character can apply up to 3 discipline runestones. Some example of disciplines include the werewolf runestone, which gives anti-stealth senses, increased movement speed, increased damage versus vampires, and the ability to transform into a werewolf. Or the alchemist runestone, which gives you alchemy recipes, allows you to create potions, and gives you an alchemy bag for increased inventory, and potions in the bag have a lower chance of exploding. There's also the standard bearer, runecaster, collector, lapidary, beastmaster, ratcatcher, blood of the ancients, berserker, swashbuckler, stonecutter, commander, just to name a few. The short version? There's 13 archetypes, 3 promotion classes, 3 disciplines, plus advantages, disadvantages, and a skill progression system, which equals a whole lot of options. So now that you have that knight, swordsman, werewolf, alchemist, swashbuckler you always dreamed of, what do? Well, let's start in your eternal kingdom. Every account will have its own instance zone called an eternal kingdom. It's like a base of operations for all your characters that can be upgraded and customized. First is the land itself. Each kingdom starts as a 3x3 cell, which can be increased in size. These cells are filled with wild terrain and low-level monsters, a good place to explore and train your new skills. Within these cells, you can place parcels which transform the land into a new land type you want in your kingdom, like a mountain range citadel. The initial land cells are square, while the parcels can be various shapes and sizes. This allows you to piece together the world as you want, like a giant Tetris board you control and rule over. Within the parcels, you can place different buildings, each with specific uses. You could have a building that holds artifacts, which are guild rewards that give buffs, or a building for relics, Items that are collected in campaigns are crafted for additional benefits. There are also thrall NPCs that can be placed in buildings to give additional passive training. Your Eternal Kingdom can be set to private or public to others, allowing them to visit. So you can also use buildings as social hubs, crafting stations, and marketplaces to sell goods. In addition to visitors, you can also grant land to others within your Eternal Kingdom, known as vassals. Your vassals can place their own parcels and buildings within the land you've allotted them, or have their own vassals within their territory. This hierarchy system allows your Eternal Kingdom to grow into a massive marketplace, or a hub for guildmates, or a hangout for friends and family, however you see fit. But where do you get the resources for more land and buildings, the artifacts, relics, thralls, and the items to sell in your marketplace? In campaigns. Campaigns are massive maps, the size of other game worlds, that you're fighting over for control and resources. Each campaign has different rule sets that control how they work. For example, in the God's Reach rule set, you pick one of 3 sides to fight for, and can take any equipped gear into the campaign. While the Shadow rule set pits guilds against each other, and no items can be brought into the campaign at all. Additional rules affect how long a campaign is, typically 1 to 6 months. Item decay, looting on death, and export rules are all controlled via the rule set per campaign. Export rules are how you get items and resources out of a campaign and back to your Eternal Kingdom. Within the campaign, you can place items and resources in embargo. These items are then safe, and depending on your export rules, you can take them back with you to your Eternal Kingdom. However, placing items in embargo means you can't use them to help you win the campaign. During the duration of the campaign, the world changes from spring to summer to fall and finally winter, and survival becomes increasingly difficult as the world and monsters become more dangerous, meaning teamwork is paramount. Guilds will have all manner of stratagem to employ because Crowfall uses voxel technology, which allows you to destroy the environment and the buildings. This allows you to tunnel under an enemy's castle walls, or blow them up if you want to. There are in-game physics allowing you to make tank walls or surround enemies to prevent their escape, as well as an action combat system akin to Terra. While still many months from release, Crowfall has been funded via Kickstarter, has experienced developers, an established player base, and is in full production. With in-depth character advancement, exciting combat, and destroyable worlds, Crowfall could be the place many PvPers have been waiting for. Alpha is scheduled to start the summer of 2015, and with no NDA, we'll soon see how promising this game can be.